Yeah, g'day guys, it's Wayne here. Look, just thought I'd give a bit of an update, maybe a little bit of a monologue to you all about some of the stuff that's been playing on my mind with Perkinz and our ShearMaster system. So, look, we're really happy with the ShearMaster system, how it's going, the feedback. You know, we've made more sales. It's looking pretty good, eh? Like, we're pretty happy. But a lot of people have often wondered about it, why we've done it the way we have, and haven't really told anyone some of the reasons why we've got the sheep going the other way. We've got smart boards going up, down, and a dual race. I mean, some of them are obvious why, but there's some other rationale behind it as well. And I've been hesitant to say too much about where we see the future because, yeah, I've said a few times, you can't make your reputation on what you're going to do, you know, so you got to do it. So, but recently I've been watching around the world as I see technology improve and increase and things happen that quite frankly are quite amazing around AI and robotics and humanoid robotics and innovation and tech. And I've been looking at that for a long time. I've been very impressed with initially what Tesla was doing, and now I see a lot of the companies from China, what they're looking at doing around, you know, large language models and vision AI. I've done a little bit of work on that with Perkinz. I'm calling it Z Vision. So I've sort of, over the last wee while, I've got a lot better understanding of it. But recently something happened. It came out on the news and it's made me realize that I think now's the time to give a bit of an idea of where we see the future of the wool industry and Perkinz ShearMaster being a part of it. So you may or may not be aware, but AI robotics has been a pretty fast growing industry. Like a lot of the big companies are putting literally hundreds of billions of dollars into it. You know, they're back in the future, they're investing in the future, and the future seems to be going to be, AI is going to be a big part of it, and robotics is going to be a big part of it. And so I've been really interested in that. And it wasn't long ago, you know, we saw on the Chinese national TV, they did a demonstration of some of their AI humanoid robots. And they were doing flips and they were doing really complicated martial arts moves. And to a degree that you just about thought it was AI generated. You look at it and think, man, is that actually real? Because that's an incredible level of technology. But it was real because there were people there watching it in real terms. It was only about a year ago now you see Tesla at one of the big Tesla conferences, they had humanoid robots getting around serving drinks and doing things like that there, and you think, man, that's pretty outstanding that we're getting to there. But yeah, and then even just recently, a humanoid robot, I think, set the world record for a marathon or won a marathon or whatever. I mean, that's phenomenal advances that we've got there. But something happened a couple of days ago that really has made me realize where we are with this AI technology and the advance of robotics and where it's going to go. And that was an AI robot beat a professional table tennis player. And I've played a bit of table tennis and you may have as well, but the level of dexterity and manipulation and perception and speed and to process thoughts where the ball is just about unbelievable. And for an AI robot to be at that level where they're beating a professional table tennis player, it really blew my mind, and it got me to where I thought, you know what? Yeah, things have, to me, that was the tipping point. Because I'm thinking, this is still early days. Imagine where that'll be in another year's time, or to be honest, in another week's time. So it made me think about what I've been thinking with our Perkinz ShearMaster for a long time and haven't really too much wanted to say because, like I said, can't make your rep on what you're going to do. But I've always thought that the future is going to be AI, and it's going to be, a lot of it's going to be around robotics, and the price is going to come out of them substantially. So I think they're going to be quite accessible. And one of the things I wanted with our ShearMaster right at the start, and this is the big reason for the double race, was I wanted the opportunity for one of the first, whatever robot system that is, it a wheeled robot? Is it humanoid? Probably not. But some sort of AI robotics system, I wanted it to be able to push sheep up on our ShearMaster. Now, we've got a system called Z Vision that I think is going to do that as well. But I'm just thinking with what these big boys are doing with the robots, is it even any use us trying to do that ourselves when, we haven't got hundreds of billions of dollars? And so the ShearMaster, with its double race and the way the platform is set up, it's very accessible for an AI robot to very quickly learn how to keep sheep up, if we've got a gap, another sheep needs pushed up, there's a gap there, one needs pulled back. It can't get hurt by the sheep, because the sheep are in a race, and it can have something that flaps or encourages the sheep to move forward or backward. And that's where I see the start of the AI robotic technology coming into our ShearMaster. So I think that's going to be relatively soon. And when I say soon, I don't mean in months, but pretty accessible. And I can't see that working in a traditional catch and drag situation. I mean, I think with robots, you're going to have some barrier between an animal and them, because they ain't going to be cheap, and you don't want a sheep barging into one or it slipping over in a pen and sheep getting over it. So that's where I've always thought our double race ShearMaster makes a lot of sense. And I'm looking at what's happening, I'm pretty convinced there's going to be a relatively low cost, quite accessible system that will basically push sheep up on our ShearMaster system, on the dual race system, and do away with a labour unit. So I know a lot of people have said to me in the past, we think your race delivery system is going to uses more labour. I think the opposite. I think your traditional catch and drag is going to use the labour, because you're always going to need someone trying to push those sheep forward, and they don't like going from one pen into the next. Whereas I think sheep in a race, it's much easier to encourage them forward, especially if you don't have a human up there. If there's a humanoid system doing that, I think a lot of the reason sheep won't move forward is because there's a person there. This should eliminate that. Now, we don't know, but that's where I very much see the future, the start of the ShearMaster being applicable to AI robotics, and that's something we're moving on, the ShearMaster Move system. So it's a pretty exciting thing when I look around at the level of technology and the increasing of it, and how I think there's robots out there now that will do this with some very basic AI vision learning. So we're really excited to be researching that. We're looking into that now. The next application for these AI robotic systems, I think, will be to help with the wool handling. I think, once the wool is off the sheep, it is stationary, it doesn't move. It will be not impossible to teach some sort of robotic system how to maybe throw that fleece, or because of the nature of it, we maybe not even need to throw it. We may need to do it some other way. But I don't see that replacing wool handlers, but I see it working along with them to help them, maybe reducing the staff issues, the labour issues that we've got. And I think that's quite accessible. And once again, I think our ShearMaster system lines itself up really well for that. As you'll see, we have shearing boards that go up and down. That makes a lot of sense to me when I'm looking at how we're going to accommodate the wool and how we're going to do that. So that's the second, I guess, tranche, you could say, of how I see the AI systems coming into a ShearMaster system. And then thirdly, and I'm a little bit unsure of this, but I'm not quite as unsure as I was after having seen that robot and the dexterity and the things that it could do to beat that professional table tennis player. I'm now no longer as confident as I was that AI robotics won't be able to shear a sheep. I don't think it'll happen soon. I'm not sure it'll happen in my lifetime. But when I look at the level of learning that's coming through, and the speed of the integration of these things, and the dexterity and the perception and the speed and timing, it's quite phenomenal. And so while it may not be soon that it can actually shear a sheep, it may be able to help shear some parts of the sheep. There may be some sort of technology that helps with the handpiece in the shearer's hand, so it could be some sort of a hybrid model. But we're very keen on our ShearMaster system. One of the reasons the boards go up and down is, one, it gives you two options. It gives you the shearing, traditional shearing, but also our upright crutching. But as some of you will know, a long time ago I developed some upright shearing systems, and they may be the systems that that make it easier for AI to start to assist in some of the shearing. So look, I'm just looking at this with awe. I thought I'd put it out there. You might think I'm crazy. You're probably right. But you're not. Whether I'm crazy or not, You're not betting against me. You're not trying to pick if I'm right or wrong. I guess if you don't think this is happening, you're betting against the big boys that are spending the hundreds of billions of dollars. And if you look at the advance in AI robotics over the last 5 years, I think you'd be a lot braver than me to bet against what they can do in the next 5. And I think the wool industry is potentially going to change a lot. And I think we all have to adapt and start to think about it and get our heads around it. We certainly are at Perkinz, make no mistake. You know, we're really happy with the system we've got now, but it's been designed with the future in mind. And we're looking really closely at how we can integrate that into what the future will look like for the wool and the sheep industry. And we're pretty excited about it. You know, we're pretty excited. It's going to be interesting times. There's an old Chinese proverb: "May you live in interesting times," and I think we're living in interesting times. So look, I guess this will get varying levels of feedback. You'll all have an opinion. Some of you will not like it. Some of you might think it's good. But my vision for the future of the sheep and wool industry is very different to today. And I think we adapt. I think we all want to play a part in the future. I don't necessarily think it's going to take anything away from us. I think it may add a lot. That's definitely what I'm looking for. And we're excited. Perkinz is excited to be working with our sheep handling systems to accommodate the shearers and the farmers of today, but also whatever those shearers of the future may look like, all those wool handlers, all those pusher-uppers, accommodate them for the future, because I think that's there could be some big advantages for farmers in this and for the whole of the industry. So look, that's my ideas. Right or wrong, you'll have your opinion. Look forward to hearing some feedback. Don't abuse me. But yeah, look, whether I'm right or wrong is irrelevant. It seems like the future's coming. And here at Perkinz, I think we're going to back the future. So all the best. And I guess we'll see if I'm right, eh? Cheers.